Check out connection. Hola.
Hola.
Hello. We are live.
We're live?
We are live.
Okay.
Let's see who will show up today. Welcome back. For who is on Trabalho em Arte, for who is on
Win-Win Iates.
Win-Win Iates.
Yes, we decided to refresh a little bit our pages and go live, introduce ourselves again for those who doesn't know us. That's Raphael. Raphael is a captain. My name is Eva. I'm a chief stew. We're a couple. We're married. We're working together.
And we joined Iates 9 years ago. Myself, Eva, 6 years
ago. So yeah, combined experience over 15 years, and that's what we plan to do here on these channels, to share our experience, to share tips, to share our knowledge, to help you to get into the industry or know more about the industry if you're interested in it. And we're going to discuss...
Basically just share the information,
Yes.
I can see a lot of people pay money for get this information. I know, like, a lot of people should really charge for sharing it, but because especially when we started, it was really hard to find it. The internet today is so much better, and also the information is available. And 9 years ago, I remember how hard it was for me to get the information I needed to learn how to make a CV, to learn what is a cover letter, where to go, who to talk with.
And it's especially valuable to get information from the first hands, from people who are actually in the industry, who are actually doing the hiring process. Not just the schools. For example, I'm Russian. In Russia, we have some schools that are not giving any practical knowledge about what the yachting, how to find a job. They're not helping with even the recruitment agencies or the basic yacht spot.
And when we are talking to our friends, we always end up in a question: does the people know what they are signing for?
Yeah.
Do they know what is yachting and what kind of job they're gonna do, or they're gonna clean toilets? They gonna work on deck all day in 40 degrees sun?
I had this concerns also before.
Yeah.
I have been working stably as a general manager in a restaurant back in St. Petersburg, in a big city. I was good. I had a 50 people crew that I was managing. I was good, but I wanted to move on. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to work in international environment. And when I realized that I need to go really like downshifting, to do generally housekeeping, laundry, cleaning the toilets, apart from the service part, I was like, well, do I really want it? Can I handle it? Does it worth it?
But yacht is such a unique industry that you really need to learn. You need to, doesn't matter if you're 30, 35 years old, if you had a management experience before, you need to learn. We always say that yachting is all about attention to details. Doesn't matter if it's an engineering department, on deck, on the interior, you need to be attentive to details. And doesn't have other way other than working, putting your hands on, learning from one more experienced than you, especially on that department. And I think that's also something very important for people to understand. When you're coming, especially young people, when they come to yachting, it's not just work, and that's why sometimes people get frustrated, and a lot of people get frustrated, disappointed, and they start complaining, which is awful for any environment, especially on board. People are living on board. You need to be helpful. You need to get involved and be part of that family. I think it makes the life much easier for everyone. And I think that's what makes people frustrated and disappointed, that they join the industry thinking that's just easy work, it's just cleaning, and someone will come to you and say, hey, you didn't clean it properly. Do it again.
Yeah, and then you clean for 12 hours a day, and then you're like, how come I didn't clean well enough? But it's about the understanding the standards that you expected, about being dedicated to whatever you're doing. Either it's cleaning or doing service or polishing cutlery or cleaning the toilet, whatever, or fixing the engine. Whatever you do, you need to do perfectly.
Yeah.
And this is a great part of this industry. I like it that the people who stay in the industry, especially for years, they are doing good job.
Yeah. And that's basic. Who don't do a good job, we're not going to stay long, because this industry is all about reputation, about references.
Oh yeah, reputation is the
Key.
main thing. It's the key. Yeah, it's the main thing for the industry. And this is one of the things that I like the most about the yachting after coming from onshore experience, where people are just like, okay, like I didn't do a good job, I'll go to another restaurant or whatever, and I'll keep going. Nobody's really checking the references of the waiter. It doesn't exist. But in this industry, the, your references is everything. And if you didn't do well on any position on any boat, if you wasn't friendly enough, if you wasn't capable enough,
Smiley
if
enough,
you made some
satisfied.
problems for the boat, then the other people in the industry will know about it eventually. Because even if the people that may say a bad word about you are not in your reference list, they're still going to be contacted because everybody knows each other. And for example, me as a chief steward, I'm getting a lot of CVs of the girls, and I can see, first of all, a lot of people not reading what I'm writing about the job. Then second, if I like the girl, of course, first I look at the picture, then I keep reading, then I'm like, okay, let's see, Facebook, Instagram, let's see if we have any common friends. And at least one or two friends we always gonna have.
Yeah.
So even if it's a person maybe not from the same department, this person still can give you a reference. So always keep it in mind and be nice with people.
And today with social medias, that's also a thing, not just the reference you place in your CV, okay? Because of course the management company or the recruiter, they're going to contact your references. But your friends in common or people who know you can be a very important reference for who are hiring. And that's how we do. We always go on Facebook and say, okay, do I know someone? Do we know someone in common?
The funny thing
type
that
it. You're going to know very quick.
Sometimes for the captains and especially for the small crew, the mindset will be more important than your experience. Sometimes they want to bring a positive crew member who will keep everybody motivated and work as a team, rather than you can get experience, you can learn some things, but sometimes your mindset and your positivity, your approach to work, your dedication to give the best of you will play a much more important role than your experience.
That's why it's so important you understand what you are signing for. And that's what we are here to share a little bit about our experiences. And I think that's just the first live. We are thinking about it. We are building the channel. We are having ideas, writing down, making interviews. I'm sure we'll try to bring a lot of things for you guys. And I just want you to keep with us, stay with us, sign up, subscribe in the channel, and get the alerts, because we're going to have interviews with captains that are already in file. We are getting ready to release it. We have interview with management company, recruiters. Then we are just trying to bring people to show their point of view about what we are talking about. And you will see that it's kind of the same. What the industry is looking for is always people interested, capable, and satisfied with their lives and their job. Then it's very important when you're on board to understand what are your duties and to be satisfied with what you're doing. And I always said, if you're not really happy with your job in the laundry all morning, or if you're not happy scrubbing the teak for 3 days, remember, you're going to have vacation, you have a nice salary, and you have things that can make you happy, things that can push you up. And that's the most important thing, is all your mindset. Eva, tell everyone a bit about your experience. When did you start? How was your begin? You did day works, and
so
what happened from there?
So I was 28 years old. I wasn't very young. I was already
I was about to ask, you wasn't old?
I was mature.
Mature.
I was mature. I was working for 5 years as a general manager of a restaurant, so I was mature enough to get in the industry. And I really wanted to work in a international environment. I wanted to travel. I wanted to combine work and traveling, and ideally getting a good amount of money to have some savings. So that was my goal. And at that time, for me, that was downshifting. I was going to do some basic job. So, I started back in 2017. I was that was a very long way. For half a year, I was replying any kinds of messages, so like whatever. Just wanted to really um, work anywhere, and I didn't get any
Abroad.
replies.
Or yachting.
No, on yachting, in yachting, and I didn't get any replies. No, nothing. I didn't know how to apply. My CV wasn't right. I didn't know that at that time, but I wanted to get the job, and for 6 months I didn't get any replies.
It's
so
very
then,
common.
So then
Very
eventually
common.
I was told, okay, you need to go to Antibes. I'm like, okay, let's go to Antibes. I took a vacation from my job and I went to Antibes for 1 week. Those people in Antibes must be laughing at me now, huh?
Yeah.
Those that are there for 3 months after the pandemic, that's crazy. But I gave myself 1 week, and it was in the middle of March. That was very early. Very early, also one of the mistakes. And I went to the career agents and I said, well, here I am, ready to work. They're like, well, first of all, it's too early. Second, come back when you have experience.
Yeah.
That's a typical situation. I'm like, okay, but what? Like, I have experience.
I have loads of experience
That I'm willing to bring on board. I'm willing to learn. I'm quick learner. And yes, I have management experience that I was advised to put aside because nobody wants to hire a manager on a basic position. So anyway, me as a manager, I was understanding it more than anybody else that it's very important to follow the instructions. So you have a manager that give you instructions, you follow instructions, you are safe. That's it. So for me, I like really when people have some life experience, they are mature, and they know how to follow instructions. I'm not scared of it.
Let's get back and just try to brief in a straight line what happened from there.
Okay,
Then
like,
you went to France. You went to France. You visit the agents.
I visited
You
agents.
didn't get any job.
I got 1 day work.
1 day work. Okay.
I got 1 day work on 29-meter new build private charter, and I was proposed to be a solo stew there, and I got freaked out. I said I cannot be a solo stew. I don't have any experience as a stew. How I can be solo stew on private charter new build boat? Captain said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna teach you everything." I'm like,
then after this boat.
So the proposal was still at the table when I come back to Russia, and I got 2 more proposals from the agents. So agents actually bring me positions. One was stewardess translator. They wanted a Russian speaker, and the other one was a service stew on 110-meter. But they just the employment process was very long, so they just asked me to fill up the form.
Mm-hmm.
So I went as a stewardess translator on my first boat, and it didn't work out. And in 2 weeks, they invited me to 110-meter. So my first big boat, my first, let's say, permanent job was a 110-meter boat in a position of service stewardess.
How long did you stay on this boat?
It was 9 months.
And after that?
Well, it's supposed to be 3-1 rotation, but it was straight. And after that, I went with you to Bali.
Yeah, good vacation.
I met this man on my first yacht. Your first yacht as well.
My first yacht as well.
So it's interesting how the destiny can work sometimes. So after that we went to Bali, we traveled a bit, and I was invited to work as a service stew on the other yacht, 130-meter, that was in Singapore at that time. And here comes the network, because the chief stew that was working with me on my first yacht invited me to go over there. So I went over there and I spent there also some time. You joined me. Then I left, and then I come to Eclipse.
Okay. Eclipse.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say it.
Yeah, she didn't work on Eclipse.
Forget about it.
Forget it. After that, then Eclipse, you work for 1 year.
3
then
years.
You work for 1 year. After 1 year, we resigned both, and we went to a different boat. It didn't stay long. They invite you to come back. and you grow from
It was like
service stewardess to head of service. It was in 3 years total time on board, right?
Yeah, like we left the boat for, I left the boat for like 3 months. At that time, a lot of people were stuck
What
in the
having the
family.
ceiling? And then?
So totally, I spent on Eclipse 3 years. Anyway, like counting all the rotation-wise thing. So yeah, and for 3 years, I grew from service to head of service.
Mm-hmm.
And then I resigned, and then I come to US to work on the boats here.
Yeah.
So it was different boats for the start, and then we joined 46 meter together, and now we are on a smaller boat, but the captain choose to
now we have our own team and we make the show.
It's exciting to run your own program because we know how both of us are dedicated to work, how sometimes the management or the captain or whoever is in charge can ruin the whole program. And that's cool. I'm excited to run the program ourselves. And give the best we can because we can give so much.
From that time on, what did you learn? Briefly, what did you learn from all this time? What mistakes you made in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, so the CV wasn't right. I could do it much better. The self-presentation, the cover letter, the interview process, when to come to Antibes, what to wear for the interview, how to dress. I made so much mistakes. And that is why I have now my mentorship program as well as Raphael. I have it in Russian mostly for the Russian speakers, but I also can do in English. As where I give all that information, all the mistakes I made.
Because the thing is, if you do it by yourself, you waste a lot of time, right?
Exactly, you waste time.
Sometimes you spend 3, 4, 5, 6 months applying, get frustrated.
You also
because
lose
you're
money.
doing everything wrong.
You lose a few months of salary. Rather than going to professional, taking all the knowledge you can, absorbing it as a sponge and using it to your benefit in a short amount of time. On my mentorship, I give you half a year guarantee to get a job, but it all depends on you. Like not all, 50-50. 50% my responsibility and 50% the responsibility of the person. If you follow my instructions, you get the job. Depending on the season, almost straight away.
You have the timing, you have your dedication also, and of course to follow the lead.
The concurrence is unbelievable. For the juniors too, easily on Yacht Spot 300 people applying.
But guys, also it's important. This channel we don't want to talk just about junior crew or young crew who join the industry. To be true, we just want to share our experience with all of you, and also want to get from you what you think about what is wrong, what is going what is downhill in the industry, and also what is good. I can see a lot of things getting better and better, but also I can see things getting much worse because, for example, the salaries in Europe, they don't move any way better. The salaries in Europe just going down, and it's just crazy. I think all the industry, all the crew, the yachting crew need to fight a little bit for it. And it's very important.
It's all about supply and demand. It's a pure economics because there's so much crew over the year looking for work. So many people from South Africa, UK, all the Europe, Russia, Ukraine. Also, people are running away from the war, and I totally understand them. So many people over the year trying to find the first job. I even saw some posts. People are proposing their work for free. That is totally unacceptable. You are doing hard work. You need to get money for that. It doesn't work like this. I understand the desperation and your willingness to show what you can do, but not for free. No, the boats, they have money to pay for job. And unfortunately, because of this, also the salaries are not growing and sometimes can be even lower than they should be.
But even experienced crew is getting very, very low salaries in Europe.
On the opposite side, like we are now in US, and there are a lot of boats in US. They are
Yeah.
more on the smaller side, I will say under 50 meter, most of them, like 90% of them, but the salaries are much higher because the concurrence is different.
Yeah.
There is not too many people who are able to get B1, B2 visas and then able to get a job to fly in here with a B1 visa, because this is what the US government require you to do. You cannot come to US and look for a job.
And
You need to be hired to fly in.
today I was talking to one girl this afternoon, Tanya. Hi, Tanya. I was talking to her and exactly explaining her the rules, what you need to get into Europe,
Yeah,
what you
basic
need to get
documents.
into US, and why it's so different, the salaries and the demand in US and in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's very important also when you're applying, you understand what you need in different seasons, in different areas of the world to apply and rise your chance of getting a job. That's very important for you to understand. And there's a lot of small details we're going to go on the way talking about it. Well, in 2014, I decided to join Iates. My brother was in Iates for 4 years before me. He joined. And I remember he was always on vacation. At that time, he had 3-1 rotation, and he was just coming from Bali and say, "You're not going to go home?" I say, "No, but I go in April." I say, "April? We are in February." I say, "Yeah, I have holidays again. I have vacation again." I say, "Wow, I want it." And I was super busy at that time. I had a company with a lot of people working, a lot of stress. I say, "I'm on vacation. Let me do it." And at that time, I was working with TV. I just grabbed one professional camera, but I bought a flight and flew to France. I say, "Wow, if I don't get a job in yachting, I have my camera, I have my computer, I can start making videos."
I didn't know you had camera with you.
Yeah, I had, because at least I could do something. For 31 days, I was looking for day work. In 31 days, I did
31
2 day works. 2 day works in 31 days. I was disappointed. I was frustrated. My English wasn't good as I imagined. When I flew from Brazil, I say, "Okay, my English is okay. It's fine. I can talk." When I got to Europe, it was really bad. I couldn't understand the agents, and the British accent was hard. The Australian accent was hard. The New Zealand accent was hard. The Irish, I said, "My God, it's so bad." After 31 days, I got my first position in 110 meters.
Nice.
Same boat as Eva. I worked there for 3 years, 2 years and 9 months. And when we flew to Bali, I decided to resign. I met this lady. We spent vacation in Bali. I flew back and I started studying because I want to get tickets. I had my yacht master at that time. And I said, "Okay, I go towards my OW." I started studying, making trainings. I flew back to France, signed up with Blue Water, in my opinion, the best training center in the world. I also like a lot MPT in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, but Blue Water in France is amazing. I did my trainings. I joined a bigger boat, 156 meters, just for 4 months because I didn't fit. It was 24 guys on deck, was 84 crew members, and it was too big. I want something smaller. Then after this boat, after 4 months, I got a position on a charter boat, 55 meters. I did 3 months charter. The Boston, he broke the arm. I took a Boston position. And after 3 months doing charter, making a lot of money, good money, I got an offer to work in Middle East. Okay, work for a big fleet, and I was lead tender pilot that time. I was invited to join the same boat Eva was working. After that experience, I went back to France, started studying again, went to Caribbean, and from Caribbean I joined a big boat, 162 meters again with her. After these 162 meters, I decided, okay, I want to follow my goals. I want to become a captain, and I decided to resign and take experience on a small boat, 50 meters. Wasn't successful, was really frustrated. But at the same time that COVID starts, and we signed the contract in February and we resigned in April in Croatia. Was bad.
Was in the middle of the pandemic,
but
it was
we were in
beautiful.
Croatia for 3 months without tourists.
Without people.
It was beautiful.
Like empty cities of Croatia. I don't know if there are going to be any other time
like that.
like that. So we were lucky. We were visiting the best places of Croatia all by ourselves without crowds of tourists. So it
After
was good. Was
yeah,
good overall.
after Croatia, Eva flew back to her previous job,
Yeah.
this 160 meters,
With a
and
promotion.
I went to Middle East, where I spent in a different fleet for different country. All the 2 years as lead tender pilot again, with a huge experience, and was great. I got an offer to come to US as chief officer. I came to US. I enjoy a lot my previous boat, the family. It was a great experience, and we got invited to a captain position to lead this program. Is a charter vessel, private charter. They only come on board twice a year, and other than that is basically charter.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. And now we have more time also, because when I start my program with mentorship, I was in Middle East. I was in Saudi Arabia, and I had like I need to be proud. I couldn't say anything. I could be exposed online. And now in US, I'm very happy that we can share this knowledge. We can try to give something back to the industry, and that's, I think, the goal, right?
Oh, working for that camera as well?
Yes, we are. But that is Instagram, and
Okay.
here we are on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
Then who is not liking this camera can switch for here, and who is not completely here because want to be on Instagram,
Let's
go
work for
there.
this camera. So yeah, here we go. Being a chief stew and a captain.
Yeah.
On 35 meter now.
Yeah.
So yeah, sounds exciting. We're in Florida, so we're in a little bit different time zone from the main season happening now in the Med. But we are keen to reply your questions. If you have any questions regarding the industry, or you have any wishes for us to talk about some topics. I know there is a lot of interesting topics now, like mental health on the yachting, very popular thing, about the seasoning, about the salaries, about how to get in the industry, recruiters, and how to make the recruiters reply you and work actually with you.
Yeah.
Because I know that there are some people very frustrated, like me. When I went to them, they said, okay, come back when you have experience. Now I'm still like, and yet they still gave me the job. At the end, I got two job proposals through the agents. So I highly believe in agents, and that you need to work with them, and you need to keep a good connection with them, because that's your friends for the long years in the industry, if you're planning to stay in the industry.
I always
and
say
make
that
your career.
I always say that my brother, he got all his jobs through his network, people who he worked with, and that's what he believed, and he doesn't believe in agents. And myself, I took, I think, 80-90% of my jobs through the agent. Then I have a really good relationship with few of them, and they're always calling me. Then, I even say hi to Lisa, hi to Esther, hi to Donna. A lot of people who is always join us and looking for us. But
I think it could be even more successful if we were
Catherine also, Catherine.
Yeah, if we were looking by ourselves, it will be easier. But as we met each other on our first boat, and then from that we will keep applying for mostly couple positions, then it was tough to get a job. And even having a good relationship with some agents, they want to help us, but they cannot, because there is nothing that fits to our profiles, to what we can, or not a couple friendly boats. And unfortunately, there is a lot of them.
Yeah. We would like also to know, guys, from you, more experience, what would you like to know? What would you like to talk about? And we want you to write down in the comments if you want to join our channel. We can send you a link, and we can have this live conversation anytime when you're available. And we want to talk about, again, as I said, how good is this industry and what could be better for the crew. This program, this channel is for yacht crew. And everybody's invited to join, to send messages, to write comments, because that's how we know if you are enjoying our way to talk, or the light, or the song, or anyway, the subjects we're talking about every day. Yeah,
we don't need to talk just about work and the positions and all this thing. We can talk about investments, for example. I know all of us, we're getting pretty much decent money from the job we're doing, or tips, and how to invest the money, not to lose them, and multiply and eventually get out of the industry. Because it's a physically hard industry. You cannot stay here like more than 50, let's say. Like, well,
Yeah.
you can. There
You
are
can, but
all
it's
the
hard.
captains, but it is hard, and eventually you want to leave a shore. So how to save money, multiply money, and make sure that you have a good life ashore.
Yeah.
So
Also, we
that's a
can
good
talk about
topic.
traveling. You know, what's the best place
Absolutely.
you have been?
Destinations.
Destinations. Let's talk about traveling.
Yeah,
Um,
destinations, best maybe agents to help you ashore with whatever provisions, or share the contacts and share the like flower arrangements. I'm always struggling to find a good one. So like the laundry
table setup.
services, yeah, table setups, any kind of useful information, or maybe you want to share some remarkable people that are helping yachts in terms of um, special needs and services and assistance, especially in Caribbean, for example. It's very hard to find people that help a lot.
In Maldives as well.
Yeah, like, and especially in remote destinations. But I
Yeah.
believe even there must be like unique people that can make things happen.
That's it.
That's it. So yeah, we have few interviews already recorded. I believe they're gonna get live very soon. So click on whatever the bell
And subscribe the channel.
and subscribe for this channel. And we're gonna give you a very nice content here and chat with you. We want it to be a good
We
environment for
all the crew. We are now on Win-Win Iates on YouTube, okay? And whoever is watching on YouTube, please subscribe on Yacht Crew channel.
Yes.
We start making lives on Yacht Crew channel, Trabalho em Iate. Also on Facebook, we are going for Yacht Crew channel and Trabalho em Iate on Instagram. Then if you're on Instagram, leave your like, share this video with your friends, we're just
Yes.
starting and it's just the beginning. And
it's gonna
whoever is
become
on YouTube,
more fluent.
yeah,
We're gonna be better and better every time we go live. So please share with your friends and with whoever is interested in yachting, becoming a crew eventually, or just interested in a life, or who is already crew and want to succeed in what they're doing.
And let's see if we can
also sign up for my Instagram, Yachting Work.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly in Russian, but maybe you're Russian, I don't know.
Russian speaking, right?
Russian speaking, yeah, like not Russian. Gonna be politically correct. If you're Russian speaking, please sign up for my Yachting Work channel. I'm also sharing there like nice reels and stories from the yachting, just our everyday life. And also I have my mentorship program, as well as consultations where I'm gonna give you all possible knowledge, very personalized for you to start in the industry or succeed in the industry and grow in the industry if you're already existing crew member.
Do you think she should sponsor the channel and give me some money for it? There's just big advertising here.
Yay! Yachting Work, subscribe.
Yachting Work, subscribe. Yeah, and let's make a challenge. If you just write what you think we should talk about in the next TV show, okay, or TV show. I don't know how to call it. Next live, okay? Then just write what you think we should talk about in the next live, and you're going to start the 3 first topics, and that's how going to be the first live. Be attentive to the alerts. We're going to start promoting the next live.
Yeah.
It must happen next Friday, and yeah, follow us, subscribe to channels, and I hope to see you again.
You can also send us a gift.
Which gift? Chocolate. I want chocolate.
I know there must be a gift. You can send gifts. But anyway, if you find a way to send gifts, we're always welcome to the gifts.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.